Hello, dear friends and colleagues. My friend Dan Eckstein inspired me to create this video. And although it seems to be a sad moment, I believe it to be just the opposite. For those of you I haven't been able to connect with in the last couple of weeks, today is my last day with Accenture. This year has been an interesting one, to say the least, and it has challenged all of us in more ways than we could have ever imagined. Nearly 6 years ago, I began my journey with Accenture as a receptionist at the Chicago Innovation Hub, moved into the meetings and events role, and found my way to the Big Apple last September to represent the business operations for the New York Innovation Hub. I want to share a story with you. There was a man who needed to build a deck for a place to make his sukkah, which is a temporary hut constructed for use during the week-long festival of Sukkot, a biblical Jewish holiday, otherwise known as the Feast of Tabernacles. With his excitement and only 10 days to build, he ordered the wood from a local family with a sawmill who sold lumber, and although it was short notice, they said they could make it happen. Right away, he tore up the decaying landing and stairs in the back of the house, went down to the city to get a permit, but the city told him that he needed to provide a drawing of his plan, which he drew up. Provide the calculation for the live and dead weight, the porch with and without people, and the calculation for how many pounds of the soil that can handle per square foot, which he did. After he did all that, they told him that the lumber is not certified. He asked if there was any way to make it work, and as they went back and forth, the only thing the city could think of was to provide a temporary permit for 90 days, but the man would have to remove the structure after those 90 days. He thought about it because he wanted so badly for his family to fulfill the mitzvah, or religious commandment, for the holiday. The city recommended that he call an engineer from a list of city-approved engineers. So he called one of the engineers, and he was busy. He didn't have time. The man pleaded. The man begged. He said, please, 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 please come. If you have a sliver of time, please come look at it. He said, I'm in a time crunch. He said, okay, I'll be there at 6. So the engineer came, told him it would be $1,800 for the drawings, but you still cannot use that hemlock wood, according to the city code. The man had already ordered from the local sawmill, and he could not keep his word. The man understood that with some hesitation, and he gave the engineer a $900 deposit. The engineer said he would have the drawings ready the following day. The man went to Home Depot only to find out that the certified wood will cost $4,100 in addition to the $1,100 from the local sawmill. The next morning, the man rented the truck and he went to the local sawmill to pick up the wood, still not knowing if he would even have a need for it. As he pulled up, the father was there with his three sons, and they had the biggest smiles on their face, ready with the man's order. The man thanked him for the quick turnaround and went on his way. The man thought about the expense of the drawings plus the certified wood. He called the engineer and let him know that he needed to cancel and it was beyond his budget, and thanked him for his time. The engineer told him to come by and retrieve his deposit, and maybe he could try to build something different or smaller. The man met the engineer and charged $120 for his time. The man gave him $200 and thanked him again. Before he left, he asked the engineer, what if I build a deck that's not secured to the ground or connected to the house? The engineer said, if you want, I can contact the city on your behalf. The man said, you know what? I'll go to the city and ask myself. Thank you so much for your time. The man goes down to the town hall, meets the building inspector, and asks, what if I were to build a deck that's not secured to the ground or connected to the house? Inspector said, now you're onto something. They discussed the details, and after all, the inspector charged $50 and issued the permit to use the wood from the local sawmill. The inspector requested the man call up after he put up the joists before the floor beds are installed, because he wanted to approve the structure. The inspector came by Friday at 4 p.m., inspects the structure, was very impressed. The man gave him a tour of the house, and the inspector went on his merry way. The man never gave up. He found a solution and did so by doing it ethically. He treated each individual he came across with the utmost respect. So you see, life is full of uncertainty and nothing is guaranteed, but doing the right thing and treating one another with respect always wins. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I am grateful to have had the opportunity to carry on the New York Innovation Hub virtues, to feel empowered, be challenged, and learn how to empathize, humanize, and explore with all of you. When I think of Accenture, I think of our community and doing the right thing. I think of the passion for our people. I think of the endless opportunities to learn and grow. We have built a community that continues to grow no matter where you are or what you're going through. And I know that even outside Accenture, there will still be a community I can count on. To our outstanding employee resource groups across the world, and special shout out to our Jewish ERG and ski and snowboard clubs in Chicago and New York, thank you for letting me teach Zumba class. We are making a difference. We are. To all my friends, both near, far, and overseas, I am so grateful to have met you. You are talented, funny, creative, kind, and gifted individuals, and I'll miss working with you. And I know one thing is for certain, that our friendship will not end here. Thank you for working with me to learn from one another. Thank you for laughing with me when one of us has had a tough day. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to find time to connect, no matter what. I look forward to keeping in touch with all of you, and I'll see you soon.